Good day! Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Saturday, November 13, 2021. Government and private employees doing on-site work will be required to be inoculated against COVID-19 starting December 1. Palace spokesman Harry Roque Jr. said on Friday, the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases has approved the mandatory vaccination of on-site workers in areas where there is an ample supply of vaccines. Under the new IATF EID directive, employees who refuse to be immunized cannot be terminated but must undergo regular RT-PCR testing or antigen tests at their own expense. Roque said mandatory inoculation is meant to increase demand for COVID-19 vaccination. Several government officials support the proposal of Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Jose Maria Joey Concepcion III for a Vax to the Max COVID-19 inoculation campaign outside the National Capital Region. Speaking during Go Negocios virtual forum on Friday, Concepcion also reiterated his call for the creation of more bakuna bubbles outside Metro Manila. Under the bakuna bubble concept, fully vaccinated individuals will be allowed more mobility and enjoy more relaxed health protocols. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio is expected to make an announcement over the weekend on the national position she will be vying for in the 2022 elections. In a press briefing on Friday, Majority Leader and Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats President Ferdinand Martin Romualdez said Duterte Carpio was still holding consultations before making a decision. Speculation is rife that she will be the party's standard bearer. Duterte Carpio has to decide by November 15, the last day for substituting candidates. Commission on Elections, Education and Information Department Director Eliza Sabile David said only a party mate of the original candidate is allowed as a replacement. Lakas CMD has listed Ana Capelia Velasco as its candidate for president and Lyle Fernando Uy as its vice presidential bet. The two filed their certificates of candidacy on October 8. The Department of Education on Friday announced that it would increase the number of schools that would participate in the pilot implementation of face-to-face classes. The announcement came after President Rodrigo Duterte approved of adding more schools to the list prior to the expansion phase of the program, expected to begin by early 2022 after results of the pilot study were analyzed by the DepEd. With the latest report from the Department of Health, 484 out of the 638 schools identified by the DepEd have passed the DOH's granular risk assessment as minimal to low risk. The agency is set to announce the additional schools once the schools are validated by the regional offices and once respective local government units have also allowed the conduct of in-person classes in their cities and municipalities. It noted that it has also received several appeals from the LGUs to have schools in their localities to be selected in the pilot implementation of face-to-face classes. The Commission on Elections has summoned former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. in connection with a petition for the cancellation of his certificate of candidacy for president in next year's national and local elections. COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez disclosed on Friday that the order was sent on Thursday as part of the process to resolve the petition for disqualification filed against the former senator by members of cause-oriented groups. Over to business, the country's gross international reserves surged to a two-month high of $107.94 billion at the end of October due to the national government's foreign currency deposits and the higher price of gold, according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Preliminary figures issued by the central bank on Friday showed that the total was 1.26% wider than the $106.59 billion recorded at the end of September last year, but 3.99% bigger than the $103.8 billion reported a year ago. The total at the end of October was the largest since the end of August this year, when it reached $107.96 billion. In sports, it's a go for the PBA's return to the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall on Friday announced that the games of the PBA 3-on-3 tournament will begin on November 20, but the opening of the Governor's Cup remains uncertain as the league awaits the approval of some imports. No less than Pasig City Mayor Victor Maria Regis Vico Soto posted on his Facebook account that the PBA 3-on-3 games will be held at the Inares Sports Arena, the same venue used by the league to start its 2021 season. The PBA, however, was forced to bring its games to Bacolor, Pampanga following the spike of COVID-19 cases in the National Capital Region. But with the NCR now downgraded to Alert Level 2, resumption of contact sports and cinema houses are allowed with certain restrictions. A total of 13 teams, 10 coming from the PBA and 3 from non-affiliated squads, are participating in the standalone tournament. These teams will compete in a 6-leg 3-conference calendar. Leg winners will receive 100,000 pesos, while the grand final winner will receive 750,000 pesos. Antonio Contreras and Dian Macabenta are today's front page columnists. Contreras laments at losing friends because of political views, while Macabenta gives his election forecast. Today's editorial calls for an end to political substitutions. Read the full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. On behalf of the Manila Times, this is Arik John Seco reporting. Have a safe weekend ahead.